question. Do you really think the Clintons are involved in Jeffrey Epstein's death? I have no idea. I know he was on his plane 27 times, and he said he was on the plane 4 times. But when they checked the plane log, Bill Clinton, who is a very good friend of Epstein, he was on the plane about 27 or 28 times. So why did he say 4 times? And then the question you have to ask is, did Bill Clinton go to the island? Because Epstein had an island that was not a good place, as I understand it, and I was never there. So you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot. Bill Barr wants to do an entire investigation of the whole Epstein matter. What happened? He's been going on for a long time. The whole Epstein episode. And I know it's under investigation by Attorney General Barr, and I'm sure he's going to be handling it. The retweet, which is what it was, the retweet, was from somebody that's a very respected conservative pundit. So I think that was fun, yeah.
Hopefully for you to be credit that kind of conspiracy theory.
No, basically what we're saying is we want an investigation. I want a full investigation. And that's what I absolutely am demanding. That's what our Attorney General, our great Attorney General, is doing. He's doing a full investigation. Thank you very much, everybody.
Lolita Island is more than just one small island. It is in fact 2 islands, possibly linked through underground tunnels. These 2 islands are owned by Jeffrey Epstein, a Jewish man who supplied Saudi princes, presidents, and billionaires with high school girls. These high school girls were paid to massage and masturbate Jeffrey Epstein and his Jewish buddies on Lolita Island. Epstein had a private plane which was a converted passenger jet, and it was called the Lolita Express. Epstein's plane is way too big to be landed on either of his 2 islands. So it is very obvious that the Virgin Islands authorities were fully aware that Epstein was trafficking high school girls by the plane load, and very often on board was G.W. Ghislaine Maxwell, and another very honored guest was President Clinton. Allegations and accusations say that Jeffrey Epstein wanted a dildo shaped like a rocket inserted into his anus. And he wanted this inserted by schoolgirls who were naked and rubbed down with baby oil.
Thunderbirds are go with interactive Tracy Island.
Thunderbird 1, I'm on my way.
I hope we're not too late, Father. Gee, this is a tough one.
Looks like a job for Thunderbird 2.
Let's get to work.
Thunderbirds interactive Tracy Island.
He often bragged that he was so well connected with royalty that no one could ever touch Jeffrey Epstein.
Prince Andrew's role as a British trade envoy is not under review, Downing Street insists today, saying the Prime Minister has full confidence in him. This ringing endorsement, however, appeared at odds with this morning's comments by the Business Secretary Vince Cable, who said it was up to the Prince to decide if he wanted to continue. The Duke of York himself carried on with a scheduled visit in East London today, although it wasn't long before more controversy about his links with a convicted paedophile emerged, thanks to his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. Katie Razzle has this report.
Business as usual is how it's being described.
Prince Andrew, are you resigning?
On a visit to the London Crossrail project this morning, Prince Andrew didn't dignify that with an answer. But today, this list of companies, including high-profile names like Shell, Lloyds of London, Foster & Partners and Rolls-Royce, was sent out by UK Trade and Investment to endorse Prince Andrew's trade envoy role. The Duke of York brings in business to UK PLC, they say. More potentially damaging revelations even today, though. The latest, that Prince Andrew's ex-wife was given £15,000 by his American friend Jeffrey Epstein to pay off some of her debts. That friend, a convicted sex offender, whose involvement with underage girls is even now being investigated by the FBI. Sources told Channel 4 News Prince Andrew now recognises it was unwise to have met Epstein in December after his release from jail. He's probably regretting this photograph too, with Epstein's teenage masseuse Virginia Roberts, who's reportedly due to give evidence to the FBI. There's no suggestion of impropriety on the Duke's part. Prince Andrew spent 76 days last year working for Britain as trade envoy, not always in a jacket with his name on, it's assumed. He carried out 550 engagements, met 3,000 companies, visited 19 foreign markets. Today, Downing Street said that unpaid role was not under review. For days, Buckingham Palace has stressed the Duke will continue in the job. The Duke's office told me Prince Andrew is fully committed to his role and pleased to have the government's support. That support came finally today when David Cameron's spokesman said the Prime Minister has full confidence in Prince Andrew. But that wasn't the message from Vince Cable earlier, or the message coming out of Number 10 up to now. There won't be tears if he falls on his sword, was one of the briefings from a government source over the weekend. And although the Business Secretary told the Today programme this morning the Duke of York had done good things for British business, he also said this.
He is a volunteer. He is offered to perform these roles, and I think it's down to him, essentially, to judge the position he wants to be in.
But you might advise him at some point if you felt he was doing more harm than good. I mean, you wouldn't just stand back and say it's up to him, it's nothing to do with me, I'm simply a business secretary and president of the Board of Trade. I mean, it is ultimately down to him.
Well, I'm obviously there are conversations which will take place with him about what he's to do in future.
Air Miles Andy and his travel spend have been controversial, too costly, say some, for years. The Queen, not her subjects, fund the Prince's office to the tune of £250,000 under the deal done over the civil list. So how much does his trade envoy work cost the taxpayer? UKTI spent £154,000 on accommodation and in-country travel for his 12 trips on their behalf last year. Other travel is funded by the Department for Transport via a grant to the royal household. Last year, accounts show his trade envoy role cost around £500,000 in flights. The accounts only itemise fares of more than £10,000, so it could be more. Plus, we've been told around £500,000 a year is spent on royal protection for the Duke of York. This all adds up to a total of just over £1 million a year.
I am not doing this, as it were, for my own good. I am not getting any return for this.
This is the moment when the Duchess of York is exposed making bogus cash-for-access claims about Prince Andrew. In a series of extraordinary outbursts, she falsely says she is able to fix meetings with the Duke of York in exchange for a massive secret fee of £500,000. The first clip shows the greedy Duchess shake on the shameful deal. We then see the Duchess sitting in front of $40,000, which is later put in a black computer bag. In another shocking clip, Sarah falsely claims she can secure our man a big deal by introducing him to Andrew as soon as he wires her the money. The next amazing piece of film demonstrates the former royal's intention to pocket the money. In the last damning scene, she lies that the unsuspecting Prince Andrew knows about her devious plan.
Next, on to the next thing. £500,000 when you can, to me, open doors.
Meet Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
But I thought I'd give you $40,000.
Yeah.
Which I've got now as a deposit. Which is in my safe. But how will I give it to you? I haven't got a bank. I'll bring the bank on.
Yeah, okay, but then if you want to go to, and then if we want to do a big deal with Andrew, then that's the big one.
I do want, of course. Okay, no, of course. So you need 500,000 in.
Yeah, but that's in wire transfer.
That has to be wire transfer. I mean, I've got to see.
That's a wire transfer that's completely above board, and that goes straight to wire transfer.
Who do you send that to?
You send it to the bank account that I tell you to send it to.
Well, if you give me the bank account details,
yeah,
I'll arrange that, no problem at all.
And then that is, then you open up all the channels, whatever you need, whatever you want, and then that's what. Then you meet Andrew, and that's fine. And that's when you really open up whatever you want.
Honestly, because you've got an American account, or how do you do that?
Well, no, it'll be HSBC.
You've got a British account?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There's no problem.
Oh, it's completely.
Sure. Okay.
But then that opens up everything that ever you ever wish.
Great. Let's go make some more.
Yeah. We can do so much.
No, definitely.
Thank you. And as Andy said, listen, if he's going to be kind enough to want to play, then Andrew will play.
Let's play.
And he says, let's play, we'll play. But as long as it's nothing to do with him.
No, of course it's nothing to do with him. I understood it completely, understood exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, because if it's anything near him...
I do not want to get anybody in trouble.
But you will be his friend.
Great.
I will listen to the friendship talk between you two.
Right.
And then I do it.
Okay.
You two talk,
right.
I listen.
Okay.
Then I activate.
Right.
It's nothing to do with him.
Because I was very active in the Middle East. He was in Abu Dhabi. Bahrain.
No, he can't work there. He can't work anywhere because he's the Prince of England.
No, but his job is trade, isn't it? Isn't his job?
It is, but he meets the most amazing people.
Obviously.
And he just throws them my way.
He throws them your way, fantastic. Well, then you throw them my way.
Yes. But I've never said that.
No. I've understood it.
Yes. And that is the key to him.
Sure.
Because as long as, if anybody ever, will never, ever, he never does accept a penny for him.
No, of course.
No, he does not.
No.
He does not, will not, and he is completely white and white.
Now, Jeffrey Epstein was a guest of honour of Prince Andrew, and he was invited to Windsor Castle, which is the largest inhabited royal castle in the world. Not only was Jeffrey Epstein a guest of honour at Windsor Castle, but he was also invited for a holiday at the private royal estate known as Balmoral, which means that this convicted paedophile was actually enjoying the hospitality courtesy of the British taxpayer. Now, 2 years after Jeffrey Epstein had been convicted as a paedophile, Prince Andrew was photographed by a British newspaper photographer actually inside the New York mansion owned by Jeffrey Epstein. They were photographed having a walk together in Central Park, and Prince Andrew was photographed waving ta-ta for now to rather young ladies that were going in and out of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion.
Epstein supposedly made billions from investing other people's money into the stock market. But our investigation suggests that Epstein set up his Lolita Islands in the Caribbean as human sex slave camps, with a wild forest in which humans could be hunted by sick royals, and there were also underground chambers, dungeons, and gas chambers where thousands of children from Haiti were brought to Lolita Island by Epstein. They were then sexually abused. They were filmed. Their movies were then sold at high profit on the dark web. And then thousands of these child victims would be incinerated in extensive underground facilities which Epstein constructed on his islands. This is the most extensive, in-depth documentary on Lolita Island. Welcome to the Enigma Channel. My name is Chris Everard, and welcome to the sick world of Jeffrey Epstein.
It's market day on the northern border between Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Dozens of Haitians gather at some metal gates here to carry their merchandise through. During the Monday and Friday market, anyone can cross the bridge over the Masacre River without showing documentation. Thousands of Haitians are allowed to enter the Dominican town of Dajabon for 8 hours. They can also cross over by wading through the river, but they pay a price.
Está la aduana seca, la aduana del puente, que es la oficial, pero los militares tienen la aduana mojada. Desde las 4 de la mañana que comienzan a cobrar para dejar pasar los lunes y los viernes.
Father Regino Martinez, who has worked for 22 years in Dajabon, says individual soldiers profit from this river crossing, charging about $1 a head.
Es una entrada millonaria que se tiene. Usted ve los militares ahí, pero el militar que está ahí en la posta tiene un haitiano cobrando a los otros haitianos que pasan, y eso después se reparte.
Those who cross don't just carry egg cartons or flour sacks. They also cross over children. It's part of a parallel and illegal market on the Haitian side of the border, where children are bought and sold like any other merchandise. Transactions take place here at the entrance to the bridge in the Haitian town of Wanamint. To transport a child illegally from here to a Dominican city costs an average of $80, according to some traffickers and UNICEF. While the children wait, some unaware of what's happening, the Haitian and Dominican hustlers negotiate a price.
Lo que hago es que lo cargo, yo pido mi precio y ellos me lo venden. Pero hay personas que lo que hacen es que lo estafan, que le roban.
Adults are also smuggled, but since the January earthquake in Haiti, the trafficking of minors has skyrocketed. According to one NGO, more than 7,300 children have been smuggled into the Dominican Republic since then. In all of last year, the number didn't even reach 1,000. Experts say that in most cases, it's the parents who already live in the Dominican Republic who try to bring their children across.
No encontramos grandes mafias de contrabandistas traficando niños. Encontramos pequeños contrabandistas que lo mismo trafican un niño, que trafican un arma, que llevan correspondencia, que mantienen vínculos con determinados pueblos, determinados lugares de procedencia en Haití.
Anybody could cross a child over the river. It takes less than a minute, and unlike on the bridge, nobody asks any questions. In most cases, the children pass in the arms of their parents, or men called passeurs, who do this for a living. In an August interview, Francisco José Gil, the then director of CESFRONT, the Dominican Border Patrol, insisted that his soldiers carefully monitor all river crossings.
El militar no va a pasar el río a tierra ajena de frontera. Entonces, si están ya vadeando el río, pues es justo de que nosotros lo trabajemos de este lado y vamos a corregir la falta de este lado.
Herald reporters could verify that this was true on only a single occasion, which happened after the soldiers noticed our cameras on them. The prosecutor in Dajabon said there have been no arrests for trafficking of children across this northern border. Once on the Dominican side, children are often taken to spend the night in shelters like this one, near the river, where they can hear adults having sex in adjoining rooms. Estelencia Merici, who is 6, says she was held in one of these houses for 2 weeks. Her parents could not pay the full $110 trafficking fee, so to pressure them, her smuggler kidnapped her. Her mother says Estelencia was only given bread and water. After her parents finally paid up, Estelencia continued on the trek made by thousands of children. The distance from Port-au-Prince to here is more than 187 miles. Once they cross the border, the children are dropped off in towns along the road. Many reach the extreme south of the island, the capital Santo Domingo, or the resort town of Boca Chica. They're picked up at the border the day after the market by Dominican traffickers on motorcycles or in buses. This is a familiar scene along the highway, and it's impossible to tell whether it is a taxi driver or a trafficker. At each of the dozen military checkpoints along the route, traffickers must pay bribes of $8 to $11.
¿Cómo le pasan la plata a los militares?
Bueno, simplemente se paran y los saludan. Y la forma de saludarlo, ahí está, en la mano, aquí está el dinero.
The future that awaits the children is not very encouraging. Most end up in slums like this one. Between 6 and 10 people live in each of the small, crowded houses here. Estelencia, her 2 siblings, and their parents live in one of them now. A neighbor lent the parents the money for the girl's ransom. It's a debt they have yet to pay.
At just 8 years old, Wilson Bonneau is all alone. Both of his parents were killed in the earthquake.
What goes through your mind when you think about them?
I miss them a lot, he tells me. I used to cry all the time. Now the streets of Port-au-Prince are his home, a filthy fountain his bath, and this his bed.
Can you show me how you sleep when you sleep at night?
Early
like
estimates by the United Nations suggest, like Wilson, there could be up to 60,000 children who were killed, separated from their families, or orphaned by the earthquake. and aid organizations are scrambling to prevent these kids from being abused, exploited, or illegally adopted.
We have heard reports of children being taken out of the country. We have heard reports of children being taken out of the country.
Now, it is my belief that Jeffrey Epstein deliberately purchased the two islands, Greater St. James and Little St. James Island, because of their proximity to Haiti. An earthquake killed more than 300,000 people in Haiti, and there were tens of thousands of orphaned children. And the island of Little St. James seems to have lots of moorings with sheltered areas and underground doors leading to what, I don't know, but obviously some kind of underground chamber system, possibly underground tunnels. And I believe that there's more than enough circumstantial evidence here to say that it was Epstein who was taking children out of Haiti illegally. And this is confirmed by UNICEF and other aid workers, that these children were disappearing. Now, you would not be able to take a child on an aeroplane, on a commercial passenger jet anyway, without having proper ID papers for when you arrived at the destination. However, Epstein had boats, he had private planes, he has more than one plane, by the way, and he had constructed these underground facilities and multiple mooring points around his islands.
In 2010, we had an earthquake that killed 315,000 people. That's really a deadly earthquake, and millions were left without shelter. President Obama named Bill Clinton as the one that should be in charge of the reconstruction of Haiti. And in that process, the Clinton Foundation, through U.S. taxpayers' money, and people giving money worldwide to the Clinton Foundation for relief effort to Haiti, contributed about $14.3 billion. We're talking about $1 billion, okay? And the Haitian people has not seen not even 2% of that money.
2%?
Nothing was done in Haiti.
Yeah. No, and the New York Times has investigated this. Lots of other people have, and have found that it was donors to the Clinton Foundation that were then given these contracts, and they went in.
Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly, and actually they were given those contracts, they were given millions of dollars from that money, and nothing was actually done in Haiti. Yeah. Haiti, just like everything the Clinton have done, is pay for play. And they control Haiti, and they have been controlling Haiti since 1994 when they invaded Haiti. Yeah. Myself, I can tell you that back in August of 1994, I was always in contact with U.S. officials. Yeah. And one of the person that came to see me in Haiti and talked to me for about 4 hours was ex-former Congressman Bill Richardson. And I explained to Bill the exact situation that was happening in Haiti. A week later, a messenger from the U.S. Embassy came to me with a message from Bill Clinton, offered to buy me out, make me the richest man in Haiti.
Okay.
I refused. I said, tell Mr. Clinton I am not for sale.
Okay.
A week later, my visa, at that time I was not a citizen of the United States. My residence visa was revoked by executive order from Bill Clinton.
Oh my gosh, I was 14 years old. Like, what the hell do you know when you're that young?
Jennifer Arose grew up in New York with dreams of becoming a Broadway actress. She was thrilled when she was accepted to a performing arts high school in the city. And it was outside that school back in 2001, she says, a woman first approached her.
She was definitely trying to get to know me, trying to find out, where I was from, where I grew up, who I lived with.
Arose says the woman kept showing up, talking to her, sometimes offering to buy her lunch or a soda.
The first time she brought up the name Jeffrey Epstein, how did she describe him to you?
He was just a great guy. He's just saying, he's helped me. I've struggled. She was similar to me.
Did she say he could help you with your career?
That was a big part of it.
And when you think of her now, you used the phrase, you said the recruiter. You felt like she was looking for someone for him.
100%, yeah.
Arose says the recruiter brought her to Epstein's townhouse, just blocks from the school.
When you first met him, what did you think? What did he say?
Very nice. Basically saying that, he's heard a lot about me. The recruiter was talking such nice things.
Arose says she was served wine in Epstein's kitchen, and they talked. When she left, she says she was given $300 and was repeatedly invited back.
The secretary would contact me
and say,
are you free? Can you come by? Epstein would like to see you.
She became familiar with the eccentricities inside Epstein's home.
There was a lot of artwork that had insinuated nudity with women, and I remember
suggestive.
Very suggestive. We had a bathtub that was kind of opened, and there was prosthetic breasts that he could play with while he was taking a bath, I guess. It was very odd. And the painting that was literally right the massage table would be here, and this painting would be right here. And it was a very pretty naked woman, and he used to always say that I look like her.
She says after a few weeks of visits, she was escorted alone to what she says Epstein called his favorite room in the house, the massage room, and things turned physical.